What's good? What's good? What's good? We are broadcasting live. What do you love about Fanbase? Onboarding, new users, and much more. If you're new around town and you're in the Fanbase audio space, please make sure you definitely check the chat. Make sure you definitely check the chat. I have information in the chat. Always, 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 if it's silent and you come into one of my audio rooms, I am setting up. I am setting up. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Please press that circle, follow me. You can get loves in the comments. So welcome, 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 welcome to my space. Also, always remember that you can drop questions anytime in the chat. We are streaming live. I do these rooms twice a week, every Thursday at 3:30, and every Saturday at 6:30. These are broadcasts where we're speaking. I am speaking live, so I'm looking at you guys directly in the audio room as well. So again, please drop any comments or anything that you have in the comments because this is open session as well. I also started this live and this live and multi-broadcast because again, I wanted to share the positive things that's going as well as address any issues or anything that's going on Fanbase. If you do need Fanbase, please make sure you check your phone. YouTube. Make sure you definitely check your chat. Again. I started this broadcast because I wanted to get a word out in a positive manner about Fanbase. And in the last 24 to 48 hours, Fanbase Fanbase just had Fanbase just had a event, Fanbase Investathon. Okay, we just had Fanbase Investathon. Okay, we just had Fanbase Investathon. So we just had that event yesterday. I broadcast that event. I had that over on my Fanbase page, but today I wanted to come to you guys and I wanted to just say thank you, Fanbase, thank you, Isaac, thank you, team. And this week, what I'm love about Fanbase on this week's episode is that the Investathon went off without a hitch. It went off without a hitch, and it was tremendous, okay? It was tremendous. I will be doing a broadcast. The way I do things over on my page is on Mondays, I have how to make money and get subscribers, one-on-ones, and I break down the different key points in the event. So that class, one-on-one class, is Mondays at 11 o'clock. While we're talking about investing, we need to do more than just invest. We need to invest in each other. And while I'm bringing up investment, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It is imperative that you support by liking, sharing, commenting, to the content that you see on Fanbase. I've been doing this for over 11 years, and I'm one of your community leaders. So if you feel free, make sure I'm on the platform on time. I see my notifications quite often. So again, I will reiterate, when my rooms are silent, I'm setting up. I'm never ignoring anybody. I see everyone. But again, we have to work in the flow. So, speaking of investment, make sure y'all invest. Make sure y'all invest. Again, also investing in Fanbase is also investing in yourself. Putting up content, making sure you're consistent, making sure you're on task. Again, I have these rooms because and these audios and these lives because I want to share the positive. Okay? There's so many things negative in the world, and I want to share positive. But this room is also where you can share concerns. So we will be going over, you know, the Investathon, but how I do it on my platform, the other ambassadors are just showing it. I'll break down the jewels and the information and the key points. So, again, these lives are recaps and much more, okay? Also, number 2, you have another live on Sunday. That's all Fanbase. Fanbase is just us. So Fanbase is us at 9 o'clock on Sundays. Fanbase is love. And we go over the week's worth. You know what I'm saying? So these are 3 different ways that you can catch up with what's going on with Fanbase. If you're new to my platform, it is imperative that you follow. Imperative that you subscribe. With Fanbase, we are taking the follow from the follow to the subscription. Okay. Let's see. This is the different ways that you support. These are the different love packages and how much the packages cost. As little as 99 cents, you can support each other and creator. Not only by liking, but loving. And what do I love about Fanbase? Is that I get to love on my people. So if you're in the comments, if you're new in the chat, if you drop us something in the comments, you can receive some loves as well. Again. Thank you. If you are coming from TikTok, welcome. If you're coming from YouTube, welcome. This is a multi-broadcast, and we're doing our big one. So, yes, this is where you get loves from day one. Okay? So, all right. All right. Today at 5 o'clock, we will be going to our tech talk with our CTO, Romero. He is our CTO, and he has his rooms at 5 o'clock. I closed down my audio room, and but stay broadcasted. So a lot of those rooms are broadcasted live. So if you do not see any content up on YouTube, it is up on my Fanbase page. Okay. Before we go any further, I am a spiritual therapist, and I have to talk to spirit. So if you get offended by this, you fast forward, come back. But I believe in helping you get the spiritual food before I can give you the physical food. Okay, so we're going to go over our mini message for the day, and we will be getting in the rest of the fan base show. Thank you, you guys, for being here, for showing up here. Okay, showing up here. It is greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. Fan base, if you need your readings as follows, you see, drop them hearts for the different love packages. Okay. Death and rebirth. There's a death and a rebirth and a new beginning. Death and rebirth and a new beginning. Yes. With fan base, there's a death and new beginning. Yes, moving away from sadness, moving away from doubt, moving away from kindness, moving away from support. This is one thing I love about Fanbase, right? I'm able to love on my community, give them information, give them encouragement, and not just, a simple handout. So again, death and rebirth, death and rebirth. What's good? Thank you for those likes, Fanbase. Yes, what did I just say? Death and rebirth. You know what I'm saying? Downloading fan base, investing in fan base, growing them 7 of Pentacles. You're growing the money. Growing the money, growing the money, growing the money, growing the money. I know I'm not for everybody, so the way I run my ship over here is we make sure we get the word of God in, word of information in, because it's all tied in one. It's all tied in one. So let's yeah. God says there's no more, it's a death and rebirth to hopelessness. You know what I'm saying? New beginnings, new beginnings, new beginnings, new beginnings. No more hopelessness. Okay? Walking away from toxicity, walking into that 7 of Pentacles. Love it, love it, love it. And by you leaving toxicity, you are able to grow your 7 of Pentacles. Love it, love it, love it. Love it. If you knew, you knew, you knew. This is what we do over here. This is what we do. So make sure y'all hit that follow. Make sure y'all fan base. Make sure y'all subscribe. This is Fan Base is Love. And on my week of love and fan base of this episode is that I can be me without limits. I can be me without limits. I can be me without limits. And I just love helping. I really do. Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. Even if y'all don't like, fan base loves me. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, I get it, I get it. I don't get too many likes on YouTube, but it is what it is. That's what I love about fan base. YouTube, I love y'all, but fan base, I started from YouTube, but you know what I'm saying? Fan base that didn't carve my heart. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? God saying, no more despair, no more despair. No more despair. No more, no more, no more despair. No more despair, no more despair. No more despair. Let's go, let's get it. No more despair. There's no need to be concerned because you're walking towards the answer. Yes. And a mature man is here to help you out. Again, I know everybody's energy. I know YouTube is not receptive to me. So that's why I love fan base. Because fan base receives me. I've been in here 10 minutes and this is proving my point. Exactly. Let's continue. Put some angel cards. What do you love? Let's go, let's go, let's go. Put some angel cards. And we're going to get up on out of this energy. This was your mini message for today. What's good, what's good, what's good? Blessings in disguise. Fan base is a blessing in disguise for those who following this message. And be sure to ask for help. Being sure to ask for help. And as we're saying, ask for help. Fan base, if you need anything, please drop them in the comments if you have any questions. Any questions. And learn how to listen. So that is y'all mini message. That is y'all mini message for today. We got a lot to cover. We got a lot to cover. That's a mini message. But I always got to do, God is the one who got me here. And I always got to do my spiritual work. And I always got to make sure I put God in anything and everything that I do. So that's one of the reasons why I love Fanbase. Because we are able to multi-broadcast. And I'm able to, you see how I'm broadcasting to you, YouTube. And I'm receiving love and different things like that. I've been here a minute. And too many of y'all have not liked this live. But they're in the background loving all my content. And I'm about to, and you know what I'm saying? They're in the background loving all my content. Whereas I've been in here for 30 minutes and no one hits that like button. So I'm already knowing. So let's go ahead, let's continue. So that's why I love Fanbase. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I designed Fanbase is to show the difference in the energy. And show, you know, and show the difference in the energy. Let's continue, okay? All right. So today's Thursday. Ooh, today's Thursday. Today's Thursday. What's good? What's good? What's good? We did that. We did that. What's up, everybody? This is Miss Queen Mo in the building. Yes, I'm in the fan base streets, and you know what time it is. We have movies, TV nights, game nights, also morning wellness check, Monday through Friday, Saturday movie nights at 9, women's group every Wednesday at 9. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button for your chance to win 1,000 loves. That's right, your girl is dropping them loves in that heart. And be sure to stay tuned to have your notifications on, because I'm definitely in the streets. Okay. What's up, everybody? This is Miss Queen Mo in the building. Yes, I'm in the fan base. Okay, so we have that. Now, for the rest of the week is Friday. Well, it's Thursday. So, we have movie nights, Saturday. Tuesdays, we have Chosen TV. Okay. Monday morning marketing meeting, relationship talk, how to make money and get subscribers, exclusive content. We have our Monday morning marketing our morning wellness check. Our morning wellness check is a place for us to catch up, get some silence, get some work done. Fan base, this is how you grow on fan base. Going into silent rooms and growing, and listening. Also, we need to not just invest, we need to subscribe and show support. Okay, so that's Monday through Friday. And then again, your Sunday TV and our relationship talk. Okay, so let's go. Let's get it. All right. I just dropped the Investathon, my behind the scenes and stuff like that from yesterday. Please make sure you join my camps. Fan base, if you look in the chat, if you look in the chat, it's the Queen Mo's Love Thing camp. In the chat, please make sure you join that. Please make sure you press my circle and subscribe, okay? Camps are where you can build communities and commune and different things like that. And it's another way for you to build a revenue in stream, okay? Another way for you to build a revenue stream. And make sure you join the I Am My Sister's Keeper LLC camp. We had a wonderful topic yesterday, okay? Again, exclusive content. I have plenty of exclusive content. You can upload 2 hours worth of content from the computer. Yes. Okay, so yes. Okay. All right. Boom. Make sure you hit that subscribe. Thank y'all. This is the audio on web. Okay. The audio on web, audio conversations, different things like that. Again, look at it on web. Okay. Them branded audio rooms. Okay. Okay, so we got that going on. Also, fan base, if you want. Okay, see Thursday Tech Talk, right? We are in What Do You Love About Fan Base? You see that? This is the audio room that we're in. So, if you want to be added to this audio calendar, you must shake your phone and you must be consistent, right? So we have that. And then Monday, my morning wellness check, Monday through Friday, okay? All right. Okay, we got that. Ooh, okay. So your girl is here. I'm here 7 days a week. 7 days a week. All right. Let's go over. Let's go over the investing. Okay. We are in the middle of a $17 million raise. We just had the investathon yesterday. The raise is closing December 15th, he said. So, this is where we're at. The minimum to invest is $3.99. Okay. Let's see the different rewards tiers. Different rewards tiers. Okay. We have that going on. Oh, it's cold. It's cold. Make sure all this is in my link tree, the Investathon. Okay. All right. We just had that. Okay.
Welcome back to another episode of Invested, where we discuss the ever-evolving world of the creator economy and our $17 million Regulation A crowdfund on Start Engine. I am your host, Isaac Hayes III, and to my far left is Noah Washington.
Let me see. Hold on. I'll be slipping. Hold on. Oh, I'm sleepy. Sleeping.
Bravery is not the absence of fear, but the ability to overcome it. We stand for those who defy suppression, who speak out, and those who walk the road less traveled. Everyone deserves to be seen and their voices to be heard. We're sparking a movement, growing a community of creators united by the desire for freedom, choice, equity, and ownership. At Fanbase, it's all for one and one for all. We support each other to guide, promote, and uplift you in a place where you can unapologetically be yourself. A place where your voice, ideas, and creativity are not just welcomed, but celebrated. We are Black founded, minority funded, and supported by a diverse, inclusive, powerful community that believes in the strength of authenticity and individual choice. Regardless of success or background, we welcome you, the marginalized, the underappreciated, the successful, the superstar. We're for all who seek a space to express themselves freely, where they are rewarded for being their authentic, true self. We transcend labels because only we have the right to define ourselves. We are built for the brave, the culture, the creators, and for the future where everyone has a power to shape their own destiny. Where all are empowered, voices are amplified, and freedom is embraced. For the first time, you have a chance to own the platform you helped make popular. It's a revolution. A movement in how we connect, create, and share. Everyone is a creator, and everyone has a fan base. Here, you can be you without limits.
Okay, so before we go further, remember, if you are a business or you are an organization and you want to partner with Fanbase, you see all these wonderful things going on, that information is definitely in the chat. Okay, you seen the branded audio rooms from the hallway. Okay, so definitely these are some of the Fanbase partners. Also, let me see. Oh, I'm sleeping. Don't forget to migrate your content.
Do you have all of your content on other platforms? Do you have all of your content on other platforms like TikTok and Instagram like I do?
Worried about trying a new platform because you don't.
Why is this messing with me this day?
Do you have all of your content on other platforms like TikTok and Instagram like I do?
Worried about trying a new platform because you don't want to start all over? Well, check this out.
If you go over to your profile and click in the upper right hand corner on the settings button, you will see options to import your content from TikTok in or from. Do you have all of your content on other platforms
Not
like
today,
TikTok
Satan.
and Instagram like I do?
Worried about trying a new platform because you don't want to start all over? Well, check this out.
If you go over to your profile and click in the upper right hand corner on the settings button, you will see options to import your content from TikTok in or from Instagram.
This is such a nice feature because doing this keeps all your content on the other.
You're not playing with me, Satan, today. Welcome, everybody. You got any questions?
Platforms like TikTok and Instagram like I do?
Worried about trying a new platform because you don't want to start all over? Well, check this out.
If you go over to your profile and click in the upper right hand corner on the settings button, you will see options to import your content from TikTok in or from Instagram.
This
Have all of your content on other platforms like TikTok and Instagram like I do?
worried about trying a new platform because you don't want to start all over?
Remember to migrate your content. Cause they trying to mess with me and I ain't got time for that. So, do anybody got any questions before we go further? We'll be going into Thursday Tech Talk. I'll be closing down this room soon. Again, over here on my platform, we break down stuff. So, I break down different tools and tips in, you know what I'm saying? So, this is how I do things. In the full broadcast. I also have a behind the scenes. So this was this week's Invested podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of Invested, where we discuss the ever-evolving world of the creator economy and our $17 million Regulation A crowdfund on Start Engine. I am your host, Isaac Hayes III, and to my far left is Noah Washington, head of comms and partnerships at Fanbase. And today, we are joined by some young blood, some young talent that showed up on a scooter to our office today. But I want to give the proper intro to this gentleman, the proper intro that he deserves. So listen to this. Sam Foster is a systems engineer and community advocate running for the mayor of Marietta, Georgia. A Georgia native, he moved to Marietta in 2019 to study information technology at Kennesaw State University. After graduating in 2022, he launched his career as an IT systems engineer and decided to make Marietta his permanent home. Since then, Sam has become an active voice for safer streets, affordable housing, and civic engagement. He hosts the weekly Marietta Bike Social, attends local government meetings, and works with a better Cobb to strengthen community connections. Now he's taking on the commitment even further, running for the mayor, bringing fresh leadership and new energy to Marietta's future. Welcome, Sam Foster, to Invested.
Thank you for having me, Isaac.
Hey, welcome, man. How you doing?
Doing well. The scooter right here sucked, but we made it.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you pulling up. Joining us today. We are in the midst of a $17 million Regulation A crowdfund. Matter of fact, tomorrow night at 8 p.m., ladies and gentlemen, in the Investathon 2025 will be happening live on Roland Martin's YouTube channel, Real Life Productions YouTube channel, Beehive TV's YouTube channel,
Not all hood.
Not All Hoods YouTube channel, and Ryan Holt's YouTube channel. We are closing this round. We are about to close this round and get started. Some guests that are joining us are Don Lemon, Representative Jasmine Crockett, Pastor Jamal Bryant, A.B. Burns Tucker. Who else?
All your favorites.
I'm trying to think. Hold on. Who else?
Wait.
Oh, Van Lathan, Candace Kelly, and a few more surprises that we'll save for tomorrow night. But tune in to the Fanbase Investathon at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But right now, if you want to invest before the Investathon, go to startengine.com/fanbase to invest. The minimum to invest is $399. That gets you 60 shares of stock at Fanbase at $665 a share. No, we just crossed $13,300,000 raised for this round.
Let's go, guys.
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's jump into it.
Zane,
Hello.
welcome. How are you?
Feeling good. The campaign has been very intense. We're up against a four-term incumbent, 78-year-old
Steve Tumlin.
Steve Tumlin, 78-year-old Steve Tumlin. He most recently raised $50,000. We're not at $6,000. So we're really trying to reach voters. We're really trying to be aggressive. It's exciting to see the support, inside and obviously outside of Marietta. I'm here.
Yeah.
It's been humbling.
What made you want to run for mayor?
So, like we discussed, I have been involved for a good amount of time, around 2 years engaging with the local government, and it's insane how unresponsive they are to the needs and wants of residents.
Mm-hmm.
People are asking for basic things like sidewalks, bike lanes, but even when it comes to things that you think about often, housing affordability.
Mm-hmm.
Where did starter homes go? Why is rent skyrocketed over the past decade? And these are issues that the mayor and the council are not focused on. And I've been focused on election for a while, and I said to myself, if I'm not seeing the results I want in government, and the people in government are not listening to me, and I'm going to have to replace the people in government and try to get the results that I want.
I like that energy.
I love the way you talk about the city when you're you kind of compare it to outdated software, right? Built for efficiency, not necessarily equity, right? You as an engineer, I have to ask you, what's the first bug you fix in the city?
So I would say the first bug and the biggest bug, and we see this a lot at the federal level too.
Yeah.
People ask so much, what politicians don't do anything. What is wrong? First bug you have to fix is the responsiveness. When you ask for something, you shouldn't immediately get it, but there should be some sort of process. You're like, oh, I see them working on that. We have things that we've had in plans going back 20 years that we are either still working on and failing to do, or we've completely dropped, and people still want it, and we're not able to get it. We don't have a grocery store downtown. We don't even have. They said they were going to build a train down Highway 41, canceled. Where are these things that they're talking about? It's taking them 22 years to expand a road to 4 lanes. Like, well, what's going on here? So responsiveness of government is the first thing that I would want to change, and the thing that is going to open up so many other doors for people to be more engaged.
So what I'm hearing from that is you want to bring transparency into Marietta's government.
Because when you think about any municipality, any place, what empowers that place to look like what people want it to look like is the transparency. What you are able to do with your elected officials, how you're supposed to communicate with them. And when you see what their priorities are, and those people are also from the community, you start getting the results that you want. So we have to work on that transparency element. We have to make sure that these documents that they have on the city website, people actually understand what they're saying, because they're obtuse. We have to make sure that during meetings, people are having discussions that we actually want to have, proper public hearings. We got to make sure that when you're spent, we have these projects that we're doing, the money is being spent properly. All of those different types of things are going to help people feel more engaged and help the government be more responsive.
I want to follow up with that real quick, Mr. Hayes. You're looking to bring transparency, but how do you convince the people, you've been saying some of these issues have been around for 20 years, right? Or convinced that this is just the way it is, that they deserve better. How do you go about that?
So, to your point, mayor's been mayor for almost 16 years. Yeah. And one of the first questions we asked ourselves is, well, if he's been mayor for so long, is anybody unhappy with his tenure? And I'd argue yes. But the people who are unhappy with his tenure are not showing up to vote. A lot of the people who are suffering the most from a lot of the projects that we did a project on a road called Franklin Gateway, now known as, used to be known as Franklin Road. And we bought up we took out a $68 million bond to buy up 1.3 thousand affordable homes and drive low-income residents out of that corridor. And we placed it with the Atlanta United training ground and a sports complex. And there's a 33-acre vacant lot that IKEA has been sitting on for around 8 years. When you look at things like that, there are so many different things that I can point to. He just came out with a quote the other day. They asked him, what do you think about affordability? He said, maybe not everybody can afford to live in Marietta. Some people should move to Rome where they need to labor more. And then he said, I don't want to sound like let them eat cake, so I'm scared to say this. This is almost a direct quote. I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but so when we talk about what has been going on for the past 20 years, it's the pipeline of what do the residents want and what is the government doing. And when I'm a person in there, 24 years old, just graduated from college, still very attached to these issues, my approach, my creativeness to how I'm going to present new solutions is going to be very, very, very different. And we also have a bunch of city council candidates running who hopefully will usher in a new form of leadership that is going to help me execute these ideas even quicker.
Wow. I'm an OG. So I've been in Atlanta since I was 3 years old. I'm very familiar with Cobb County and Marietta, Georgia. Let me ask you this. Do you think that progress is delayed because, and I would say when I was younger, Cobb County always wanted to separate itself from Atlanta because we're the big city folk and there's a lot of progress that I think they want to halt because I think they have a vision of what Marietta is, which is a very small, quiet, chill town that's not ready for large, giant, construction. A lot of people moving forward, like even the train or the transportation out there, giving access for people from Atlanta to easily get out to Marietta. Do you think that has something to do with it growing?
So when we look at that discussion, right, people constantly, when you go to these city council meetings, you come to the board of commission meetings, there is something that the conservatives always say, and you could say conservative on the national or local level. They always say, we don't want to be like the county. We don't want to be like Atlanta. Well, I'm sorry, it's already here. We're a majority minority city in Marietta. We have Cumberland. We have the Brave Stadium. We have I-75 running up into Cobb County. Those people that you're talking about from Atlanta, they have cars. They come to Marietta. They go wherever they want because they have cars. So adding this other element of transportation isn't going to bring this chaotic element that you think it is, number one. And when we think about what Atlanta is, we think about the metro Atlanta region, we think about our history, our story. We are one region. People who are over there, different state, or even people in Savannah, they're like, oh, that's Atlanta. They're thinking about Marietta. They're thinking about Gwinnett. Thinking about Clayton County. Nobody has these separations except us. Because going back years, as soon as you cross the Chattahoochee River, you're like, oh, this is a different place. But we're dealing with those same issues over in Marietta. Over in some of our main corridors, over by the Kettestone Hospital, we have a huge problem with homelessness, especially on Bell's Ferry. It's getting worse. People are like, oh, Marietta suburban. The working population in Marietta during the day is over 100,000 people. We are a major job center. We have our own carve-out in the census data. They have metropolitan areas. Marietta is its own metropolitan area. So this idea that we're this small place or that we haven't grown to the point where we need to start thinking about more efficient ways to get around, we need to start thinking about housing affordability, it's not realistic. And you don't have to lose that character in order to be able to bring success and results for your people. And I think that's the main failure that we've had so far, because people think, oh, we got to build a skyscraper, we got to do this, there's got to be these trains, and then homeless people are going to sleep there. These are problems that we can solve with successful governance and responsiveness. It doesn't have to be that way. We don't have to build a skyscraper to house everybody. Places can look different. Washington, D.C., they have a height limit. We don't have to, build 100-story, it doesn't have to be that way. But people are scared that we're trying to turn Marietta into Midtown. We're trying to turn Marietta into the Battery. No one is. We just have to grow and accommodate for that, and we shouldn't be scared of looking like Atlanta, and we don't have to look like Atlanta.
You said something earlier that your opponent is a 15-year incumbent. How is that possible? Because are there term limits?
There are term limits in Marietta. You can serve 3 terms, but they were passed in 2017. He was already serving 3 terms on his level. The terms before that point get grandfathered. So everybody in everybody in 2017, they get to run for 3 more terms.
Wow.
Yep. So he is trying to run for, I believe it would be his 3rd term after the cutoff.
Right. So regardless, this would be his last term regardless.
And theoretically, hypothetically, you could just get rid of the term limits. They haven't proposed that, but again, if you really wanted to twist the rules to work for you, which they do, you can just change the rules.
That's insane.
I mean, that's how, I mean, well, here's the thing. I mean, I always say elections are simple. Whoever casts the most votes gets to make the majority rules. That's why elections are so important. The things that we're dealing with now in our country and everybody's so upset about, I'm like, yeah, but the majority of people that wanted America to be the way that it is are the ones that showed up to vote, and the ones that didn't do that. How are you doing with getting your message out? I love your campaign. Whoever's doing your socials, great. I don't know who that is.
It's a mix. We have a paid social media team.
Yeah.
They're my friends.
They're doing a phenomenal job with graphics.
Those are really good friends.
Literally.
No, they're good.
Yeah.
The graphics are great. The messaging is great. I think it's amazing. But how are you doing as far as getting your message out? As far as voter registration, early voting, getting people to turn out?
So the voter registration, sadly, deadline was sadly yesterday. But it really is. You would think, right? Because like they're not registered to vote. These people are registered to vote. They just don't know there's a municipal election. So a lot of people who showed up in the midterms, a lot of people who even showed up for the presidential, they tune out when it comes to a municipal election, especially on years 2025. Everybody's like, what election? Like, there's no election. We voted last year.
Right.
So it really is an issue of getting out, even people who've already registered. You know, start with people at the midterms. Hey, it's not that much of a leap to get you to come out, you know, in 2025 if you already came out in 2022 and you're going to go out in 2026. Just so, you know, come out one more time. We also have the PSC election coming up this year. We vote for Peter Hubbard. You know, when we talk about turnout, it's really about letting people know there's an election, going to their door again, hitting them with as many forms of contact as you can, getting them to remember your name, and then when election comes out, getting out the vote and telling them, hey, election's here, please come and vote.
Well, I discovered you on social media. And so I think that I'm a big proponent of using social media to get messaging because it's real time. I always feel like people, you reach people in their pocket. I think that, but the race that you're running, I definitely think is a grassroots, door-to-door type of conversation. But how are you using social media in your way? Because you know, one of the when you showed the when you spoke about him vetoing Juneteenth,
That was hilarious.
that you came from behind that tree like on it, vetoing Juneteenth, right? But I thought that was great. You have a great great online presence. How are you using that? And how's that working?
So I want to go a little bit to the background of how that started. The nonprofit that you mentioned, A Better Cause, that I helped co-found, I had like these ideas of things that I wanted to, videos I wanted to record. I had no idea I was going to run for mayor. And then when I ran for mayor, I was like, okay, I got to do this now. So I have a notebook. I don't have it on me, but I had a notebook. I wrote down all the ideas I wanted to do. And I got my bike. I started biking around the city. I bought a camera unrelated to the campaign, and I just started like recording videos. Some of those videos, I'm literally sitting in a park like 5 minutes away from my house. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm just speaking from memory, you know, whatever. I remember, you know, because I studied this stuff way before. And I just put it out. I'm like, oh, these are starting to rack up views. And it starts snowballing into this thing. And then I'm walking out, going to the grocery store. And somebody's like, hey, Sam. I'm like, what? I've never seen you. And now that ramped up every single time I leave the house. Somebody's like, hi, Sam. Even when I'm in Atlanta. I was at a comedy show last night. Hi, Sam. Wow. Even when I'm going to people's doors, we're directly talking to voters. They're like, oh, I was just talking about you 30 minutes ago. One of the guys who's out canvassing for me now, he's like, oh, I saw your TikTok. Like, the social media stuff is definitely hitting people in Marietta. And to your point, social media is something that everybody has access to, and so something everyone is on. Nobody's reading the newspaper anymore. Nobody's going to, you know, CNN, Fox News, like maybe older people, but a lot of people engage, they get their news exclusively through social media. All of the independent news that they get off YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. So it's really been a driving force of the campaign, and it was something that I did not expect to happen at all, because this was just me casually whipping out my camera, microphone, going to different places in the city, and then like, oh, Let's talk about it.
I want
It's
to
interesting.
hit you with something that I was reading about. One of your biggest platform points is housing.
Yep.
So I want to read a Redfin report that states that home prices were up 5.1% year after year, with a median home being sold for over $400,000. And a city where the minimum income almost matches that, renters facing tighter markets. Can a mayoral campaign really redefine what ownership means for Black communities?
Yes, most definitely. I think the biggest failure that we have with government in general is that people trick you into thinking they don't have any power. So they go to you and they tell you, we're going to pass the buck. Like, we got to wait for this federal grant. We got to wait for somebody else to do something. It starts with you. It really does start at your local government. You think about, we have the Marietta Housing Authority. That's one avenue that we have. We have control over zoning over every single parcel in the entire city. We control who builds what, where, how affordable it is, etc. We can set up incentives for people to come in and build affordable housing. We have examples like that just in Atlanta. We can do infill development where we fill in certain giant parking lots and we're like, hey, maybe there's too much parking here. Let's redesign this. Build a parking deck, replace all the parking, put it somewhere else. And this idea that we have that because you're at the local level, you can only do this if you're able to buy a grant, or you have to find funding, or you have to take out a bond. It's like, no. We have examples in the city where we have zoned things or we have incentivized projects through sheer soft power. The mayor, there was a project that he vetoed that was going to replace this vacant farmers market. I think it was called Harry's Farmers Market, and it was going to be mixed-use development. And the owner from a property nearby came to the city council meeting, and he said, "Please approve this. This is going to help my business." And he sat there, and he's like, I might decide if I'm going to take a couple of days to veto this. And next day, he vetoes it, and they come back like a month later, and it's all like, we just want to get the amount of housing units in this town, and they wanted to decrease the amount of multifamily housing in the development. So when we talk about what the local government can do, they have so much control over what goes where, how it's built, how expensive it is. And we need to exert that power more and use it for good instead of trying to prevent certain people from living in certain places. Because when you create spaces where people want to be, think of like the Beltline, they turn into vibrant spaces that not only are places where people create memories, but they also generate revenue for the city, which is a good thing. Mm-hmm. And the communities which those people live.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, for everybody watching, how can we support you? Because I'm supporting you. I don't live in Marietta, but I'm using my voice, my platform, to let as many people know. I think you are a part of a growing trend of younger leadership in this country, and we need it. I'm not trying to be ageist. When you're going to 78 years old, come on, man, just go relax. You know what I'm saying? Let the young guys take it over. You know what I'm saying? Have some fun. But how can we support you and help get the word out, especially in your community, especially in the city of Marietta, like getting people out to vote? What is the election day? When does early voting start?
Early voting starts on October 14th. The election day is on November 4th. The biggest way to help me is our campaign, is to be directly on the ground with us. That is the most labor-intensive thing we can do. If you want to come and help us knock on doors and reach people in Marietta, that would be fantastic. The most important thing that a grassroots campaign can do is directly go to voters and personally tell them about a campaign that is going to build a city that works for them. And if you can't do that, you can also phone bank, which is just calling voters and letting them know about the platform, telling them, we're fighting for them, and to consider your vote for us on November 4th, or early voting, which starts on October 14th. And if you can't do that, donate. The donation link is my bio, sanformarietta.com, on all platforms. You can also go to my website, sanformarietta.com. The tag is San for Marietta.
That's it.
Before we move on, Mr. Hayes, let the people know why we're here one more time and what's happening tomorrow.
So we are here talking to Sam Foster, but also we are getting ready for Investothon 2025 tomorrow night on Roland Martin and several other YouTube networks with guest speakers, Don Lemon, Van Lathan. Hold on, I'm forgetting more people. Amy Burns Tucker, Jasmine Crockett, who else? I think that's it. Well, there's more. But anyway, tap in, tune in tomorrow night, 8 p.m. for a live event, invest event for Fanbase for our current.
Hey guys, we are getting ready to close. I'm going to open the floor. Thank you for following me. Thank you for joining me. If you have any questions at this time, the last couple of minutes I'll be shutting down, and we will be going over to Thursday's Tech Talk. When I see to y'all, I live stream this, and sometimes the copies are on my YouTube channel. So there's always ways for you to continue this conversation. Always ways for you to continue this conversation. So I'm opening the floor. I'm opening the floor. So if you have any questions, thank you for joining me. Let's see. What's going on? I'm opening the floor, so if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. We are getting ready to shut down. And go over to Thursday Tech Talk. Okay? So, if you have any questions, make sure you follow me. Thank y'all for following me. Thank y'all for joining me. I mean, and welcome to Fanbase. Again, welcome to Fanbase. Thank you. We will be shutting down in a few minutes, okay? We'll be shutting down. So enjoy your day. And I'm around, and these broadcasts will be played on Fanbase. So I'm still here on Saturdays at 6:30 for this live broadcast. And I'm also here Sundays at 9 a.m. for a live on Fanbase. Enjoy.
Crowdfund, which you can go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest right now. We just crossed $13.3 million. We're going to $17 million. When we reach that goal, the race closes, over with, and we move on to bigger and better things for Fanbase in 2026 and 2027.
Nice. You wanna set up the
Yeah, I have to set this next story up. So, over the weekend, if you guys don't know, and I'm gonna make sure I say this right, because I wanna, make sure that we say this correctly. Over the weekend, Julian Brown, an Atlanta inventor, tested his product, his formula called plastiline, right? And so Julian Brown has been working on this for 5 years to be able to convert recycled plastic into a new form of fuel called plastiline. And so he had a live event. Over like 1,000 people showed up. He poured plastiline into a 2023 Scat Pack, 110 octane fuel. So it's like it ain't your 83 and your 83 and your 93. No, it's just 110 octane, and they cranked the car up, and it did phenomenal. And I wanted to post this. I posted about this on my socials, and this video currently has over like 10 million views. It's incredible. You gonna know Julian Brown. He's been working on this for a long time. He kind of went missing, or everybody said went missing for a while. Everybody's like, where's Julian Brown at? Where'd he go? What happened to him? People thought, the feds grabbing him up or whatever, but I think the real genius of his invention that people don't know is he did this now using solar power. I see a lot of people online talking about, he's using electricity, it's been done, paralysis, power, what is it called? I'm gonna make sure it's like, I can't remember the name of what it's called. But anyway, he did it, and it caught a lot of backlash online. And so, but I wanted to give his flowers. Let me ask you, Sam, do you think this is a big deal as far as inventing and using renewable sources like plastic to turn into, I guess, energy? And I think the plastic, I think it burns at a cleaner emission rate than regular gasoline.
I think so. Yeah, I think when it comes to recycling, obviously like the reduce, reuse, recycle, so that's the last step. But I think anything, especially with a black inventor, I think anything that we can do to creatively reuse materials that we've already used, I think that's amazing.
Yeah,
And I'd love to explore that more because I know focusing on Marietta a little bit, I feel like we don't do enough to find out how we can invest in more energy like that because coal and all this stuff, the old type of fuel that we're using, it's going away.
Yeah.
We got all these other countries, they're investing in solar power, they're investing in wind. And it's like, we're fighting that, and it's like, it's where the money is, Prices are falling for solar panels, all this stuff, and it's like, we gotta catch up, and, we gotta get with it. So, yeah.
I have a question for both of you. What does this say about the kind of innovation that's happening in our own communities? This was a rare instance where something happening in Black culture hit mainstream, right? You just said it, 10 million views, right? Give me your take on that.
Well, for one, I like to say that nobody in mainstream media covered this, which is one of the reasons why I even started this podcast. Because I feel a lot of times in Black-owned media, we have a lot of conversations about things that are entertaining to people. So Cardi B and Cardi B and Nicki Minaj fighting, or Diddy trial, it gets everybody watching. But when things like this happen, we need to talk about them, and they bring awareness and attention. Now, mind you, that this story has gotten a lot of attention. I posted this, knowing this, when I posted this on all socials, I knew that X was going to create a firestorm of controversy. And I posted this on X, and let me tell you, the racists were having a field day on X.
I saw they were saying
out.
They were saying it was already been done before.
They were saying way worse than that. They were saying there were just a lot of racial slurs. Oh my God, a Black person lights a cigarette, and you guys swear you invented it. All this stuff, and it's funny, but I did that intentionally because I knew that would be a problem for people to accept, Black innovation is something that is commonplace in the United States of America. Here's something that's interesting. When I post these things all the time, and this is a message to the racists out there. Hi. Hello. Just a question to you guys. Whenever we post something like this, that Black innovation or Black excellence, the one question that we always get from racists is, why does everything have to be about race? Why you gotta make it about race?
We don't race it up.
So how about this? How about we ask the people, why is the people that made it about race always want to ask why it's about race? So to the racists out there, ask your great-great-great-grandfather. And if he's dead, then ask your great-great-grandfather. And if he's dead, ask your great-grandfather. And if he's dead, ask your grandfather. I'm pretty sure sooner or later you will find a living relative that's old enough to say, well, it used to be about race. And that's why everything is about race, because it used to be about race. So now that Black culture and Black people are under attack across this country, now you're concerned and don't want it to be about race. So now you want to forget about race when this entire country and everything that was built upon this land was about race, and now you don't want it to be about race anymore. I'm sorry, but no. And we'll continue to highlight Black excellence because we have people trying to, censor what you see on social media platforms, right? And now that's why they're acquiring all these social media platforms. They want to silence the progress and the growth. Something that Tamisha said, that just being Black is political now. Since DEI is under attack, just being a Black person is a political statement. Just wanting equity and equality is a political statement. So I find that super hilarious that a young man does this solar-powered invention for plastiline, and it just rubs the racists of America the wrong way.
I think something else to that as well. You think of somebody creates something that's worthless, right? Look at the Trump phone or whatever, he released that, or you have Elizabeth Holmes with trying to do the droplet blend.
Yeah.
And everyone goes crazy. You get celebrities involved people in power involved, but every time it's a minority, they get so skeptical. They're like, let me analyze this first. But when it's somebody else, they already have the legitimacy. So they're like, okay, this seems real. They don't do any research or analysis. It's always feels like we're held to a higher standard for no reason. I remember last year when the DEI attacks were ramping up, they're like, oh man, if I see a black pilot, I'm gonna get a little bit scared. Why? Why? And they're like, oh, did they really deserve to be in the military? Did you earn that position? I don't know. Why are you asking?
Well, as someone who is a black tech founder in the social media space, trust me, I've had my fair share of criticism. Building a product like that, it's interesting because, again, I know people in the tech space that have been handed $50-60 million to build products that fail very quickly. And grassroots is kind of what Fanbase has been about, where the people on the platform are using this thing called equity crowdfunding to raise money. We've raised over $23 million in 4 rounds to scale and build this company. And so I am no stranger to that skepticism just based off the color of my skin. But also understand this, and also understand that it also poses a threat. Black excellence poses a threat to white mediocrity. And I'm sorry, I hate to say that, but that's the truth.
We've seen that throughout history.
Yeah.
Auburn Street.
Yes.
All these different places around the country, especially Atlanta. As soon as you start to see, they're like, oh wait, not like that.
Right.
And then they knock you down. It's
Black Wall Street. Yeah.
Exactly. It's I look forward to the day when we can finally just be successful with these.
Mm-hmm.
And when you become mayor or you start your own company, nobody's looking at you like, did he earn that? How did he get here? Who gave him that?
But they know the truth of that. They know, but they already know that. They know that we worked twice as hard. It's just, again, I think it's just a way of making people feel comfortable. Because it's like, because it's funny. I mean, I've seen some funny memes online. Because it's like, look, this is the funniest shit I've seen online. I'm sorry. I saw this girl say, hey, I saw a black girl say, when I'm out and I see a white homo person, I don't give them no money at all. Like, how did you fumble white privilege to wind up homeless? Like, what are you talking about? I thought that was hilarious. But it's somewhat a true statement when a lot of the things in this country have been built for white people, and when you manage to see people, even someone like you, like, how are you running for mayor? How did you? I assume, being a systems engineer and going to college, you're a pretty smart guy. I can already tell, and you earned your education, so you should be proud of that. You shouldn't have to hide it. It shouldn't be anything, and you should be able to succeed at whatever level that you want to succeed based off the work that you put in. It shouldn't have anything to do with what color you are, and that's the problem. And I've seen that in corporate America, even with some of my mentors that have worked in major corporations that are brilliant people, but have also made people around them feel uncomfortable. So I'm supposed to dumb down my intelligence to make you feel comfortable, and we got to stop doing that. And that's not how you get better. You actually push people. Iron sharpens iron, steel sharpens steel, whatever. That's what it needs to be.
I think that's, we talk about power imbalances. That's like the ultimate power imbalance, bias.
Yeah.
Before somebody even sees it, they're like, I associate black people with X and Y. And then on the other side, I associate all white people with X and Y. And it's not, obviously we're not colorblind. We have reality to live in. But at the same time, it's like, we got to get to that point where nobody's questioning, what did you do? Like, who's controlling? Somebody asked the other day, who's pulling your strings? I'm like, me. What?
You showed up. What's so funny? I thought you were going to show up here with a huge team and all that. I was like, Sam just showed up. I said, oh, let me let him in. Like,
You just popped up casual.
pulled up on you. Like, I just got here on a scooter. First time riding a scooter. I'm like, what?
We even said, hey man, we'll Uber you home.
Move you home. Like, yo, you can't, man, you run for man, you can't be on a bird scooter. But that's kind of, honestly, what makes you, you. And I think what's gravitating people towards what you got going on.
Let me ask, what's the difference? We, often we celebrate black brilliance, but we don't invest in innovation, right? Black innovation. What's the difference between celebrating black excellence and investing in it?
I think this comes down to capital, where the money is, right? Because it takes that first person to invest in it. And if you don't already have the capital to start there, if nobody's planting that seed, then it's not going to grow. So when we talk about why it's great to celebrate things because that's the easy part. But starting the ball rolling to build community and get it going, like we mentioned, you get knocked down when you get to a point where you look like you're stronger. Especially if I win.
Yeah.
Well, you know what they're gonna do. So that's what we have to overcome. It's before any of us were born in this room. It is decades, it's generations of just systemic bias against us as people. And it's really hard to get that ball rolling on investment because it's bigger than any one person. And at some point, it's bigger than any one community. I think taking reins of government is one way to get that ball rolling. Mm-hmm. I think being stronger as a community, having community events, starting our own businesses, getting that going to where we become structures in the community, we can't be ignored. I think that is a great way to start that investment.
How about you, sir, as Fanbase's founder and CEO? What does that look like to you?
I mean, what we've been doing, we're actually living what it is. I was fortunate enough to be able to bootstrap, which most people aren't, and that is probably the hardest part in getting the ball rolling. A lot of my friends that are Black founders needed that first, $50,000, $200,000, and so I just happened to be able to use money that I made in my previous career to jumpstart that, but everybody doesn't have that. So that is why I always talk so much about equity crowdfunding. I don't think people understand how powerful or how important equity crowdfunding is and how much it levels the playing field. They don't understand that Barack Obama is the one that signed this into law. And I don't think, we always talk about, we always say Barack Obama hasn't done anything for Black people, right? People say that all the time. Oh my God, what did Barack Obama do for Black people? You think about passing laws that overwhelmingly affect and benefit people of color more than other people, then that is something for you. So when someone white can go into a bank and get a loan, or a white founder can go and just talk to some VCs and get cut a check, cool. But what you can do is your community can help self-fund your startup for $150,000, $200,000, $500,000, $1 million, $200 at a time, $300 at a time. And that is the genius part about what equity crowdfunding, the gift that keeps on giving, that a lot of people I feel are not taking advantage of. Because when I hear people saying, oh my God, there's no capital out there, I'm like, yeah, there is. There's capital between all of us. It doesn't look like it. But again, collectively, when I coach people about equity crowdfunding, I had one of my friends, he's like, oh, I need to raise $500,000. And I was like, oh, it's like 8,000 people giving you $250. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's nothing. Like, it doesn't seem like a lot. But when you break it down, when you chop it up and make it seem smaller and smaller, those molehills, those mountains turn into molehills, and so you had to do that. So it looks like people are investing in what we're doing in the fan base and stuff like that. So
this is directly kind of related, but we've raised $50,000 so far. Mm-hmm. Almost half of that has come from people giving less than $100.
Exactly.
So people are like, oh, what's my money gonna do? What's this gonna do? Your money isn't just money. You worked for it, whatever. It's a representation of what you want to see in the world. You give somebody your money, you want to see them grow. That money is power to then invest in your community. And thinking about how small you are as one person, mm-hmm. and then how that can spread out when you create a community is so powerful. People look at rich people like, oh, Elon Musk, it's just him. No, these rich people as well have teams around them. They have connections. They have people who are also rich. Like you said, you start a company, you go to somebody, you're like, hey, just give me $1 million loan. I'll get it back to you. Whatever. They have those networks. They built it out, and they've had it before they were born because their parents and their parents had it.
Yeah. So
we got to build it out, and what you're doing is exactly what it looks like.
I'm taking that line though. Your investment is what you want to see in the world.
Oh, yeah. I already marked that. I looked at the time. I said 37.
That's a bar. So just know. Your investment. So your investment in fan base is what you want to see in the world of social media. So think about that. And that's thanks to Sam Foster right here. Thank you for the bar, sir. That's great marketing. I appreciate you. We go on some marketing consulting.
After I'm term limited for mayor, I'll become a rapper.
There you go. You got bars, man. I appreciate it.
So what does this, going it back to Julian, right? What does this breakthrough represent for the next generation of Black inventors and entrepreneurs right now?
I think it means that you don't have to ask anybody for what you're going to do, right? you can't contain anything anymore, for better or for worse, because we all have our own channels of information where we disperse it. So whether CNN's covering it, whether Fox is covering it, doesn't matter. You know, we can start up our own platform, go out there, and show what our communities are doing and spread it out that way. And I think successes like that show people that you don't need to ask anybody for permission to do anything. You start it, your community's behind you, you go and do it, and see where it goes.
Man, I want to jump into this next subject about AI.
Oh boy.
Wait a minute, before we jump in,
Yes.
one more time, man. Hit them with what's going on.
Your investment in Fanbase is what you want to see in the world. So for that reason, you can go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest today. This is not a GoFundMe. This is not a donation. If you're donating, donate to Sam. But if you're investing, invest with Fanbase. Go to startengine.com/fanbase to invest. The minimum to invest is $399. You choose 60 shares of stock in Fanbase at $665 a share. Now, all right, we got to talk about this. So I looked at Sora.
Oh Lord.
I went on Sora this week. So the Sora app came out, which is an all AI generated social media platform by OpenAI. And when I got there, I was shocked at what I saw. I saw videos that were indistinguishable from reality. And what I also saw were videos that had initially a lot of African American icons that were content was created behind. I'm talking about Martin Luther King. I'm talking about Malcolm X. I'm talking about Tupac. I'm talking about
Michael Jackson.
I'm talking about Michael Jackson. And what I did not like about that whole situation, number one, is that the legacy, the families of these individuals, whoever owns the IP, is not giving people permission for Michael Jackson to be making a fried chicken commercial or, stuff like that. It's just like it's not cool. And so, but it posed a larger issue. And the fact is, like, we don't know what is real. Like, what we consider real is what we see and what we hear. And the danger in that is that up until now, video and audio, primarily video, was the end-all be-all. That's how you win cases. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? When you think about what's the video footage that just came out of the football player? Why am I? Ty Lacey, right? Kyron Lacey. So when you think about Kyron Lacey, that whole process of proving his innocence was a video of showing that he was 75 yards behind the accident. Now we have programs that can say he was right there. No matter of fact, his car is the car that caused that. That's what's giving me concern with the way that social media is looking right now. And I think that these tech companies are over-indexing on AI. I think there's going to be the divide that a huge portion of the world and the community are going to want to live in reality. There are the people that are not going to want to, but I think they're overestimating what people think that they want with AI.
Oh, regulations either hopefully are coming, but they definitely need to be coming.
It's a hard thing, right? Because you're like, okay, let's regulate. And then we are one government country, then China, Russia, whoever else. I'm so concerned about, not being able to tell what's real. We had a guy in Cobb County, he was accused of abducting a child. It didn't happen. They released the footage from the Walmart. It's like, it didn't happen, and he was being held or whatever. But now, like you're mentioning, somebody could just be like, oh, we have the evidence right here. We have everything that we need. He did it. And now, scale that out. Now you can have a deep fake of a world leader saying, we are declaring war on the United States. And for all intents and purposes, everything that we check out, somebody could be like, yeah, that's real. And now we have people at the top of our government planning what's their next action because somebody just declared war on us. And now that the AI is not only for, deceiving people for whatever monetary reasons, it's getting political. Where now the president of the United States is releasing fake AI videos of himself saying things that are untrue. We are getting to the point where we can't even regulate this. Like, what is going to happen next when this actually becomes something that kills somebody or starts a major crisis?
Well, let me jump in and say this. When you think about convictions versus exonerations, black people are number one in exonerations because of evidence. So what do you think they're going to use evidence for, that body cam footage or that video that proves the innocence of a person? who do you think's going to use that to use it against black people to incarcerate people? So this is my problem with like Sora too. I think that again, I think that AI. There's always say this when you invent a product, when you build something, AI is no different. You have to take it to hell before you take it to heaven. And I don't think we're taking it to hell. I don't think we're thinking about the worst case scenarios that could happen in building something so massive and so powerful, as opposed to the amazing outcomes that AI can create and generate for people. But we're not thinking about the negative things they can do. When I saw Sora, I was really offended by some of the things that I saw. And also, again, I've been saying this for years, that you're going to have to, I've told people they need to trademark their name, image, and likeness, number one. And then two, we're in the future. When you call my phone, mark my words. Listen to what I'm saying right now. Somewhere in the very, very near future, when you call my phone, there's going to have to be a blue check beside your name. If that blue check is not beside your name, that isn't you. We're going to be verified in real life, because I don't know who I'm talking to on the phone. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you something was funny last night. DL called me, and I didn't answer the phone because I didn't know who it was.
Wait,
And
this is the DL Hughley?
DL Hughley called me on the phone. It's so funny. And then he called back, and then I sent it to voicemail, and I saw his name like, "Hey, IED," and I answered. And he goes, "See, if you was living your life right, you wouldn't have to be ducking."
Yeah.
I was like, "No, you don't understand. We're in a world right now where you don't know who is calling you. You don't know who's trying to get your voice. You don't know who's calling you on the phone." Like, imagine these past 4 or 5 years when everybody's been calling your phone and nobody's speaking on the other end, and you're like, "Hello? Who is this? Anybody there?" Yeah, that's them grabbing your voice. Think about that. They can be grabbing your voice just to have you talk. "Hello? Who is this? Mom? Is that you?" Imagine people just recording your voice. That's why when people answer the phone, I don't say, "I don't know the number." I just hold the phone like this. You speaking before I speak. And a lot of times, it just hangs up. Right? And that's what it is. I'm like,
That's already here. Like,
yeah.
people, especially you're a public figure, and I guess somebody just go and take social media video, synthesize it, put it in AI. Now they can put it through a voice modulator. Now they can call anybody they want as you.
Yeah.
You can call a family member, be like, "Hey, whatever." They were talking about like people need safe words because like, "Oh, what's the code?" If they, you're like, "Oh, you don't know the code. I guess it's not you." We're in a scenario now where people can't even determine what reality is.
Being verified is going to matter in real life, real verification.
It's scary.
So let me ask. Well, one, it's happening already. People are already doing the voice synthesizer
Scams.
to elicit money, so on and so on. Right.
Mm-hmm.
My question to you, as a platform owner, do you plan on tagging AI content?
We're going to have to. Like, this time that I spent an enormous amount of time on Sora the last 4 or 5 days, and I was like, we're going to have to, because I actually think that is going to be an actual draw in social media. There is no AI over here. Everything is real. Like, the real world exists over on Fanbase. Again, I don't have a problem if you edit your photo, you want to brighten your teeth or shrink your waist or whatever, fine, use AI for that. But total, 100% fake generated content, it's not sexy and it's not real. I don't understand what people are thinking, because they're like, "Oh my God, Sora 2 is going to kill social media." The human part about yourself cannot allow yourself to look at something, at least for now, for so long, to not know it's fake. The difference is, if they were smart, they would have released Sora 2 and didn't say it was AI. That's how you get everybody. It's have people watching content and be like, "Wait a minute, none of this is real," because the way that this stuff is looking, the way that people are jumping into it, because you can do this thing called Cameo on Sora 2. You can take yourself and then add it to the app and then put yourself into anybody's posts. If they make a post about doing something, let's say they make a post about skydiving and jumping out of a plane, right? Then you can do a cameo and take that same post and put you in there with your voice, and now you're doing it. And I was like, "Yo, who want to do that? I'm not doing that." It's super, super scary. I'm not with none of that at all.
You wouldn't put yourself in a movie or anything?
No, man, I'm not doing, man. When I saw those Biggie. There's a lot of Notorious B.I.G. content that I saw, and I'm like, in Tupac walking into the ring like he's about to wrestle, and it's just like, and again, I'm like, why is it always the black icons first? And we have to do a better job about respecting our icons. because we always have fun. And I'm like, yo, there's not a lot of respect. Again, I mean, they're doing Bob Ross crazy on there. They're doing JFK crazy on there. Like, why they got Bob Ross, hating with his hair? And it's just like, that's disrespectful to his family. You know what I'm saying? I don't really, like that stuff.
It's going even further than people in real life. Even there's a lot of animation that's being disrupted as a result, and so now studios are now trademarking and saying you do not have the right to use our characters in these
Training the AI models.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean,
Side note though, hold on. This is another story that this just made me think of something though. Sorry, I have to do this now because I thought about Biggie and I just saw something the other day. All right, New York fans, did you know that possibly Notorious B.I.G. got his whole entire charisma and posture and image from a rapper from Mississippi? Did you not know that? Okay, so this is a story. In 1993, there was a rapper named Notorious B.1. Notorious B.1 from Mississippi. I have it. I'm looking at it. Notorious B.1 from Mississippi, right? Here's the crazy part about that. The rapper Notorious B.1, the name of the song was called Big Daddy.
Yep, we're looking at it right now.
Used the sample of Juicy Fruit. So he's rapping over it. This is a year prior to Biggie putting out Juicy. So you gotta think, Notorious B.I.G., Juicy, and Big Papa are all three things, and the sample from Juicy Fruit are all three things that were connected to this rapper from Mississippi called Notorious B.1. Now the crazy part about this is that this is like before the internet really. So if he was signed to a small record label in Mississippi, so there's no way that you can really, you're not gonna beat New York. It's by the time those things travel, there could be artists huge in one side of the country. In 1993, an artist could be large in New York City. We have no idea who they are. So even by the time it's probably happened, I just, I always heard the message that good artists borrow, great artists steal. It is absolutely apparent that this guy from Mississippi had his swag, even his flow, stolen from that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna see if I can find Big Daddy. Hold on, and you're gonna see.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, I got it right here. No, I'm about to play it. But listen, tell me, does this not sound like Biggie? He even sound like how Biggie was rapping.
He just sounds like Biggie.
But you know who they said allegedly stole it? I'm looking on Wikipedia. It said it has been alleged that Sean Diddy Combs, the CEO of the Notorious P.I.G.'s record label,
It always goes
Bad Boy Records, stole the song's beat along with Notorious B.1's name and flow.
It always goes back. Wow.
On the situation, Notorious B.1 allegedly said, "I want everybody to know the truth. I was the original Notorious Big One."
Wow. That's crazy.
The song was published November 23rd, 1993.
A full year before Juicy. Yeah, that's crazy. See, that's why I say like your identity, your identity and your credit and who you are actually matters. All right, now we got to talk about something else that I saw on the internet, which really bothered me, and this is it's about we're in an era right now where we don't know who owns the things that we consume, the media that we consume. So there's a story. I was on social media this weekend and I saw a post on worldstarhiphop.com. And I'm gonna make sure that I get this right. I saw a post on worldstarhiphop.com, and in that post on worldstarhiphop.com that said this woman sent $2,000 back as a birthday gift because she knows her worth. But the real question is, like, who's behind the message, right? So I looked at this post, I'm like, it showed like an Apple Cash post of $2,000 going back and all that kind of stuff. And I jumped on there and said, does anybody know, like at the end of the day, if this is a real message? And could this message be used to gaslight black people and cause division in the black community. So the first thing that I did is I said, well, all right, it's World Star Hip Hop. But who owns World Star Hip Hop? Because I remember Q, the owner and founder of World Star Hip Hop, passed away in 2017. But did you know that in 2019, Media Lab AI acquired World Star Hip Hop? They've owned it since then. And Media Lab AI is owned by a guy named Michael Hayward. And they also own Kick, Ingenious, and other media platforms. So you gotta understand, like, we're at a point right now that before we even believe what we're listening to or looking at on social media, who's behind the messaging? That's why when we talked about the T app earlier, in earlier episodes, it's like, yo, is this used as a propaganda machine? And a lot of people on my comment, because I commented on World Star, and I'm like, yo, and they're like, Isaac, like, you're right, I never thought about it like that. Like, because the name, even the name was like goofy. The name was like Kavan. Like, I know my word Kavan, and it's real N-words out there that are going to show, that are going to give me the bag. I'm like, what does that do except pit black men and black women against one another? And it's on worldstarhiphop.com. And you don't even know, I was like, you can't even tell if the message is real or not. So we got to figure out if we're being gaslit by, community to keep us divided.
I mean, historically, we can go back years, right? Mm-hmm. We are the only community that will be shown, with arguing against each other, right? We don't see any other community take part in it the way we do, right? We're put on radio shows, blasting each other. We're put on TV shows, blasting each other, and it's gone back decades. Unfortunately, this is nothing new. I think this is a situation where just the medium has changed. What's your take on it as a founder?
Yeah, but that's scary because now it's like billions of people seeing this at one time.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking about this. It's like this is a form of propaganda. Mm-hmm. Because again, it's like I don't see on any of these other sites. So and so white woman sends back $2,000 because she knows her worth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to understand, like we're being gaslit and pit against one another a lot of times with content.
Have you seen you listen to this higher level Vince Staples' Summertime on 6?
No.
There's this constant theme throughout the album. Other albums he has, there was one called I forget. There was another one album where he had, but he has this constant theme of like white people or whoever is watching black people fight each other or whatever for entertainment. So at certain times during the album, like it's a radio theme album, like, oh, this violence in the hood that I grew up in, it's entertainment, it's on TV, you don't have to experience it. And to me, you're mentioning like they're pitting us against each other. It's entertainment. It's like, oh, look at them. They're so rowdy. They're so they're so different. And it's like you're watching animals in a cage trying to fight each other. And you're like, man, this is so crazy. This is so entertaining. So a lot of the media that we generate, you think about like Real Housewives, or you think about social media posts like, oh, of course the black community is like that. And I know they talked about it a lot on Boondocks as well. Mm-hmm. So it's just disappointing to see stuff like that because it's distorting reality and giving people a picture of the community that's not real.
It's hard to. I look at things. I research before I react, and that's what we need to start doing. We need to start researching before we react. So before you see the viral post or the meme online, do some research first. Before you react, research, because anything that you say, like who did this? Who are these people? That's what I say. I say, show me the person. The real human beings that actually had this conversation. Like, where did this text message come from? And how did World Star Hip Hop get it? Because World Star Hip Hop posted it. It's like they posted it. So where did y'all get this from? Did y'all just make this up to get people arguing in the comments? Show me the receipts.
we live in the hate economy, for sure. I mean, we talk about this all the time. While conflict, unfortunately, drives engagement. We as people are naturally attracted to conflict and division, right? We talked about that. That's how Donald Trump won the election. That's how Adolf Hitler got so powerful in Germany. They pointed towards an enemy and everybody rallied around that. So
looking at right now, just to say one time, Media Lab AI is a company that owns World Star Hip Hop, but they also own Imager, Kick, Whisper, Dat Piff, Amino, and Genius. And so, you got to understand, like, who's behind these platforms in ownership, and we gotta research before we react, because it's causing a lot of problems. And it also made me think about, again, how easy it is to sometimes trigger our community. I know Black community's been through so much trauma, but we also kind of just, again, have to stop and think, where did this come from? And so now with AI, that got me thinking about, when I saw this post, it just got me thinking about, coupled with AI, now you can have somebody make the video like, I am the person in this video that said this. And so the world that we're living in is drastic about the change. But I predict, again, that there will be a counter movement against AI. That there will be a reality movement. Like, I do not want social media filled with a whole bunch of AI-generated content. If somebody got their ass whooped, I want it to be a real fight. If somebody's telling a joke, I want it to be a real joke. If somebody almost got attacked by a bear, I want it to be the real part that really happened. And that I don't want people to manufacture, all these adrenaline moments or these exciting things for us.
Authenticity is the name of the game.
Yeah, we're gonna be real around here. Fan base is where reality is going to be.
We're like a war for the truth, basically.
And I like to see one coming. War for the truth. I'm saying.
There's a
Sam Foster got bars.
There's a reason he's running for mayor.
There's a reason he's running for mayor. Sam Foster got bars, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we are close to wrapping up, so I'm gonna give one more plug. Sam Foster for Mayor Marietta. If you want to donate or canvas or help. What's the website one more time?
Sam4Marietta.com, FOR.
And we're going to get you a fan base page. I don't know if you have one. We got to get him a fan base page. I might actually have you come to a town hall, an audio town hall on fan base, and talk to people. And we'll do that. I think that'd be really, really cool. We should shut up and have you set that up and have an opportunity to do that. And then for everybody else, tomorrow night, 8 p.m., Investathon 2025. It's a live invest event, guest speakers. You'll learn a lot about fan base. Oh, Roland Martin will be there. Tamisha Harris will be there. Don Lemon will be there. Jasmine Crockett will be there. Van Lathan will be there. Candace Kelly will be there. A.B. Burns Tucker will be there. Ryan Holtz will be there, and more. So, if you can, screenshot the QR code that's on one of the posts on my profile, or get the link and join. It'll probably pop up on the app. And join us tomorrow night for Investathon and Invest. But if you want to invest before, go to startengine.com/fanbase to invest. Minimum is $399. We just cost $13.3 million. When we get to $17 million, this race is over. And this podcast for today is over. So thank you guys for joining us. We'll be back next week. Later.
All right, YouTube. We is getting ready to go to our Thursday Tech Talk. We are ready to go to our Thursday Tech Talk. What's good, what's good, what's good? Thank you. Okay, let's see. Oh, child. Child. Thursday Tech Talk with our CTR Ramiro. Shoot, it's cold, y'all. I want to turn the heat on so bad. I want to turn the heat on so bad. YouTube, I really do. Turn the heat on. Whew. It is cold. We are getting ready. This is What Do You Love About Fanbase? What do you love about Fanbase? Where we go? Oh, on Fanbase news, what's going on Fanbase streets, what's going on bed. Yeah. Oh, goodness gracious, y'all. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, my goodness. Waiting for this room to open up. We just chilling today. It's just chilling today. Thank y'all for the new people who subbed. It is greatly appreciated. Y'all, I'm quiet because there's a lot going on in my brain. I'm just taking a breather because I talk. Just silence right now. Just having a moment of silence. Just silence. Just having a moment of silence. Day 10. I'm just tired. Yeah, I think we're gonna get ready to end. I'm waiting for this room to open, but I'm getting tired. Yeah, the room ain't pop open. I'm gonna call it a day. Yeah, we gonna call it a day. Yeah, we gonna call it a day. Cause I don't see it pop up. It usually pop up by now. Thanks for the subscriptions. We needed this quiet time.